Hello everyone, this is Shabish from Physics with No Big Words. This is a video where we are trying to differentiate between mass and weight, like we talked yesterday. Okay, so what is weight? Um, when we talk about weight, basically here, we say, "What's your weight?" and then someone responds with, "I'm 100 pounds, or 80 pounds, or 60 pounds." Anybody 60 pounds? So people respond with pounds or kilograms if you are talking about kilograms, like I'm 60 kilograms, I'm 80 kilograms, I'm 75 kilograms. We talk weight like that in kilograms or pounds, but in physics sense that is absolutely incorrect. That is very wrong. So what is exactly weight in physics? Yeah, weight is something that represents your how big you are, right? So weight weight does that, like, in a sense weight is that. But what exactly weight is in physics is, it is the force. We know force. It is the force that this earth is using to pull you down, is using to keep you on the ground. Okay, we know gravitation, we know gravity, right? So what is gravity? Gravity is something that the earth has. It is a feature of our earth that pulls you down. Okay, so we'll also go about gravity. So if there were no gravity on our planet, on earth, then we would not exist, like we would not be on ground. Because let me find something round. Yeah, I found an apple. What better way to explain gravity than apple? Okay, so this is earth, right? Everywhere, like United States is here, and then here it could be China, because yeah, they are quite like opposite to each other in the globe. But if this is like, this is oriented like this, or anyway, if people of America are standing on ground on this side, then how are people of China standing? Shouldn't they like fall down from here? But they are still standing, even though these two countries are at opposite, right? How are they standing, and how are people here are standing? Because everywhere in this circle or in this sphere there are people. So that is explained by gravity. Gravity is something that this apple, this earth has in itself, that is pulling everybody towards its center. Like, imagine a pulling force that is coming from the seeds of this apple, that is pulling everything so that everything stays on ground. Okay, so that nobody flies out of it. That is gravity. So in this sense, now what is weight is? Weight is the force that is applied on you by this earth to keep you inside this earth, like to keep you on the surface. Okay, so the more the weight, I mean the more the mass. Now let's talk about mass. What's mass? Now mass is what we call, I mean what we define in pounds or kilograms. Like, how heavy are you, how much matter you have inside your body, in your body. That is now mass. Or in any object, not just in human body, in any object. Like, if this is okay, this is our earth. Let's not talk about this. If this thing is 10 grams, 20 grams, then that is its mass. That is the total amount of something, that total amount of something that is inside here, the total amount of matter, we say, total matter that is contained in this fidget spinner. So that is its mass. But what is its weight is the total force that is applied by earth to pull it down, because earth is essentially pulling it down. Because if earth wasn't pulling it down, if I left it, this wouldn't fall down, this wouldn't go towards the ground, right? So Earth is pulling it. Can you like imagine it? Earth is pulling it. Like imagine thread, small thread, invisible thread. So that way Earth is pulling it with that invisible thread. This is what I'm doing is, I'm opposing the thread so that it is staying here, right? Okay, so that is mass. And we also talked about weight. Now how do you mathematically define weight? Weight, you define it as your mass. Mass is like kilograms, the total matter in your body. That mass, when it is multiplied by the gravity. Gravity is, when I say gravity, it's the acceleration that is produced when the earth is pulling us down. Acceleration we talked about earlier. So it is by how much the earth is pulling you down, and that gravity is always a certain number, that is 9.8. Earth is pulling everything with the same number of acceleration, with the same force, that is 9.8. But it's just that the total force is different because not everyone has the same mass. Okay, if I throw a heavier object, then that force or that weight would be bigger, or then if I throw a lighter object. That is the difference caused by mass. But the pulling thing done by earth is with the same gravity, with the same acceleration. So here we differentiated mass and weight. Mass is total amount of something that is in your body, and weight is how is earth pulling that weight. I mean, how is earth pulling that mass. So that's two different things. Mass we are calculating in kilograms, pounds, everything. Weight we are calculating as force, as newtons, because we are calculating force in newtons. So two different things, mass and weight, we got it. We also got gravity. What is gravity? Gravity is the feature of earth that has everyone sitting on the ground. Thank you guys. See you on the next one.